and how are you on this amazing Wednesday morning? It's lovely to be here with you today, and we're going to do some amazing things. One of the things we're going to do for sure is, here you are, beautiful Stacy. How are you doing this morning? Energized Stacy. Good morning, Loretta. How are you doing today? Hi, Azim. How are you doing? We miss you, Azim. So how are you all doing today? It's a beautiful morning. As you know, Azim is in a new city working. So, he's learning, taking chances, taking opportunities, not saying no, saying yes to life and jumping in. Good for you, Azim. I'm proud of you. I am absolutely amazing. Good morning, Lisa. How are you this morning? It is Wednesday morning. Last night we had quite a night, wasn't it, Stacy? Okay, in the middle of the live, Kylie showed up and I had to go to the door to get her. It was just one of those wonderful, amazing nights. So when life sends you a lemon, you just squeeze it. Lemonade time. Let's make some lemonade. We have no sugar, but we're making lemonade. That was what it felt like. My tea spilled. Kylie was an angel. I was just not expecting her to be dropped off for me at 7, 5, 10, 8 minutes after 7. Hi, Rita. Hi, Yuko. So anyway, once we settled down with her writing cursive, she was great. And and the show went on. But I decided to put all of it on, even all of the going back and forth, getting Kylie, whatever, at the door. I decided, you know what? this is life. This is what happened to me. My life just took a turn I didn't expect for a moment. And then once she settled on, after my tea spill, then she was writing in one of my books and she was doing cursive. That's what she's aiming to do somehow. And now that she can read, it's not easy. She can read everything. So it's no printing around because she'll figure it out. Cursive she has not figured out yet. So anyway, here we are. So I posted the disaster. I posted it. And then it settled down. So sometimes we enter, good morning, Marina. Good morning, Yuko, Rita, Nadi. We enter a storm. Or a storm comes to us. As I said, something that comes from the outside and it shatters you for a moment and you stay there and you're challenged and you say, no, I'm going to do this. We have a thing to do. And that's what I did. So I wanted you to see what can happen to you as a mother, as a grandmother. And you guys know that already. And as a human being, period. And what do? Do I stop the life because she entered my life? No. For that moment, no. I decided I'm going to go. I have to march forward because that's my goal. So that's a lesson. And at the same time, my friend Colleen, who hardly ever comes on the live, came on. And I remember when her daughter-in-law died. And she had a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and her son collapsed through that. And she thought she was getting freedom 55, and she's looking like she's getting freedom 73. And she had to start her life all over again, buy a house, get these kids in the house, take care of them. And now they're 18 and 17, and she's now getting a little bit of space because one can drive and they seem to be able to be moving and doing things for themselves. So that's life. So anyway, this is not our topic for the morning, but our experiences. And that's what I teach on, is what I go through. And you cannot help look at this person that's tiny and has nothing to do with why she's here right now. And she's writing away, and she was quite good. And anyway, so how to be in the moment. This is what we have today. How to be in the moment every hour. And can't believe it is Wednesday already. Yes, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday already, and there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to go with the flow. Yes, Marina, yes, it's Wednesday, and here we are. Let us look at what it is we're doing with how to be in the moment, 1 hour at a time. Now, it seems like it is a lot, and yes, it is a lot. Trying to be in the moment 1 hour at a time is really, really difficult, challenging to do. Because we have a loose cannon called the mind. And that mind of ours has its own agenda. It wakes up with its own plan in place. And so it's like harnessing it and saying, this is where you're going, and this is how you're going to do it, and that is how you're going to go. And one of the first things you can perhaps think about is being in the moment is how you walk, where you're going, what steps you're taking. So It is hard. It's very, very difficult to stay in the moment, but it's in the moment that we learn. It's in the moment that we have opportunities to grow. It's in the moment that we have opportunities to sit back and look and make some choices. But it's only in the moment. And the moment, although I said an hour at a time, it's 60 minutes. How many minutes can you stay? Have you ever tried it? How many minutes can you stay and hold on to one thought? How many minutes? It's very difficult. We all know how long a minute speech was when we had to do it at school or stuck in the classroom for a minute. It seems like it was an hour. But we lose those minutes and we don't see them as the hours they were when we were growing up. They are long. So in a minute, you can test yourself, you can force yourself to listen to your breath for a minute. And if you really want to do it, time yourself for a minute. And just see if you can, how long you can hold on hearing your breath, because that is the most important thing that we all possess, is this breathing that happens whether we choose to actually acknowledge it, study it, listen to it, feel it, be aware that we are alive because we can breathe. We don't do that. None of us. I stay in a moment, and because I know no better, and I say I'm happy and grateful for the very breath of life itself. And how long does that take? 3 seconds? How long can I repeat it in a moment, in a minute, and say, I am happy and grateful for the very breath of life itself? Because that is being in the moment. It's in the moment we get to be magical and miraculous. It's in the moment that we become the miracle we were meant to be. It's in the moment that we become magical. It is. It's the moment that flashes in your mind when you're going to make a decision and that moment says stop. But we're not in the moment. So we didn't hear the stop. We didn't hear the reverse. We didn't hear to make a right turn instead of a left turn. We didn't hear it. Because our mind is having a chatter of its own and we are following it. It's like we have a leader. And in the book of knowledge, it is called a lie. Hello, Peter. Good morning. You were able to join. Thank you. And it's called a lie. We listen to the lie. And the lie is we are not good enough. What you're doing is going the wrong way. You're focusing on something that does not exist. That is the lie in our head. And the truth lies with love. The truth really lies with love. How to be in the moment, 1 hour at a time, requires that you love where you are. That is the one way to do it, is loving where you are in the moment. Wishing to be out of that time is not good enough. Being in the moment and loving, this is where I am. And what am I doing in this moment? I'm speaking with you. When I get distracted, I have to pull myself back. I have trained myself to greet you as you come in and go right back. That is a training. I put myself through that purposely so I can do that. Because if somebody comes to your door or to visit you and you do not acknowledge them, it's not nice. So I trained myself to love the moment I'm in and to be able to take 2 things in one moment. Continue what I'm saying, but say hello to you, hello as you're coming in. And sometimes when you come, because of your presence, it gives me more food to spread around. I don't know if you get that. So because you show up, you the impossible person that hadn't showed up for a while, you now feed me some information that I can use to help the others. It could be because of your presence. Hi, Angelina. And this person that just shows up might have something that I know about them that if I use it, I can help another person that maybe I don't know that needs it. Because many times after a live, you will send me a DM and say, I needed to hear that today. Some of you are bolder and you will say to me, this is it. Some say amen. Some say, you know what? You really fed me something I needed today. I am charged. I'm going to do what I have to do today. So in the moment is where we find the miracles, those tiny little moments. I call them that slight, it really hits you I talk about it a lot because I thrive on it. I thrive on being in the moment and picking up the energy of the moment. Even when something flashes in front of me, I always tell you, when you're going down to one room of your house or the other, when you're going from the living room to the kitchen, from the bedroom to the bathroom, if you live in an apartment, wherever you're spreading yourself, when you're walking, and it maybe seems it's not a big space, but if something triggers you in the moment and says to you, take that pen with you to the kitchen, take the pen with you. You're training that time in the moment to realize, yes, I'm in the moment, I'm walking, I feel it, I heard, take the pen, take the pen. Take the pen with you wherever you're going and place it there. Maybe in the moment you never need the pen again, but you followed that little inspiration. And that is where the love comes. Where there is love, there is always growth and miracles. And when we use the word love to mean so many things, besides loving where we are in the moment and following the tiny inspirations we get in the moment, loving those things. When you win with an inspiration, that's when we celebrate it. When we took the inspiration to bring something with us to a spot in the moment, and when we get there, we actually find that we needed it. And we're saying, wow, it's okay when you're in an apartment, maybe you see 10 steps, 15 steps. It's not okay when you're older and you're in a house and you have to go up and down several steps. You might find it, oh, I should have listened. But it's the training of listening that takes that thing away from you. It takes that away. And it gives you that feeling, yeah, I'm glad I paid attention to my inspiration in the moment. I love the feeling it gives me to be successful at choosing to do that. I told that exactly using a pen to a young lady I coached who lived across the street, Cara. And Cara knew she got that. And yet, when she moved to one of the islands on the Thousand Islands in Kingston, she has to take a boat to go to the mainland to go to do things. And she's shopping at Home Depot. And as she's leaving Home Depot, she saw a switch for their pump or something on the island. And she looked at it and she said, oh, we just bought one. But it jumped at her. It said, hi. The switch, the energy of that moment said, hi, here's a switch. And she said, no, we just bought. And she walked away. And immediately she pulled in onto the island. Her husband comes to her and says to her, we need a switch. The switch just blew. And she put it on Facebook. And she said she remembered me telling her that. And then she's telling others, when you get that little inspiration, stop and do it. What is 2 switches? She thought, No, we have 2. What about if it blew up in the middle of the night instead of the daytime? And they need it for whatever they do on the island because it might be her power, the generator, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say, it's in the moment, that 60 minutes, that 1 hour, see how many times you can stay in the moment. So that when you get those inspiration, you pause. With me, it was a simple, silly thing. The first time, one of the times it really hit me. I ignore. I'm looking for candles for a dinner party, and there was silver jumping out of the shelf for me, silver, And when I looked, I saw the little 4-inch can of silver. But when it flashed at me, it was big. Maybe each letter looked like they were 3 inches tall. And I turned, I saw it, I picked it up. Got home, ready to put the salad, get in the bowl for the salad. Lo and behold, it has a ring, a silver rim. And that rim is tarnished. So that was my inspiration. So that is why we have to, it's, as I said, challenging to stop and be no and say, no, this is the moment. And realize those little instances to love life. You see, we are choosing many times to make our life challenging, and how most people call it, that S word. I don't like it. I will not say it. We choose. We do choose, to create challenges in our life. and the S word. Because what we do is that we're not in the moment. So because we are not in the moment, we are making our lives harder instead of making our life a life of love. Loving the moment, loving where we are, loving how you're eating. Right now you're eating, love it. Feel the taste of the food in your mouth. Let you feel it. Now that you're listening, hey, good morning, Brian. Tell your brain we are listening. Switch off the brain and concentrate on your ear. Right? No, the brain does not stop. So you have to challenge that brain of ours and say, come on, there's something we need here. And of course, how long can you keep that? How long can you keep that? But if you practice and you practice doing it as often as you can manifest the life that you desire. The life of love. It doesn't mean love from a sweetheart, not that. Just to love being alive. Just to love being in the moment. It is so amazing to have that experience. I know it. I feel it all the time because you know why? I've worked on it. I put the effort into enjoying the moment. I will not eat with the TV on. I will not eat without setting a place setting for me. Why did I buy those lovely placemats then? Why do I have that nice heavy knife and fork and a lovely crystal glass? Why? Why do I have a table and a chair? And I'm eating on a tray bent over like this, watching television. Tell me why. That is love though, to love yourself sufficiently to sit in the moment. Love is the most powerful energy in the universe, yes. But we think love is loving people. I cannot love you and correct you if I do not love and correct me and realize what I'm doing for me. So that placemat is there and you sit and you might be eating alone, and many times I eat alone, but somebody said, are you lonely? And I go, no. Because I live alone, but I'm not lonely. Because I insist on making myself be in the moment. When I walk through my house, I walk with the purposely attitude of looking at. I have these amazing red roses and I cut them. They're full of thorns. So I have I got a glove just for that, a special glove. You have to get a leather glove for the special leather anyway. And I cut them and I place them in a jar and I want them to last longer. So what do? I add some sugar and the water and I change it every day. But that gives me the love that how long can I keep flowers going? When I get flowers from my children, I change the water every day. I put a little sugar in it and I make it last longer. So you have all of that is love. So we buy all of these things and you don't love them enough to clean them. You don't love your body enough to clean your body. Wow. And you want to love me and you want to tell me I love you? No, you don't. Because you do not love you in the moment. You eat and you're hunched over, you have your neck like this and you think that the digestion is going the way it's supposed to go? No, it's not. So you do the things to love yourself in the moment. So that way, every moment becomes special. Every moment, a miracle happens. And we do not have to have such a difficult, challenging existence in this world. It's not meant to be like that. It's meant to be where you are, in the moment to enjoy it. I told you about the woodcutter. We would look at him, we would shun him. He said, oh, he's just a woodcutter, he's cutting wood. What is he? Right? But he's happy because he's in the moment cutting his wood, knowing fully well, when I sell the wood, I have money to feed my family. Other people can keep warm. And when I go home, there's going to be something ready for me to eat. How many of us remember that? The king couldn't do that. He couldn't find happiness being him. And we wonder why people kill themselves when they have reached the top of the mountain. We wonder why. And they say, oh, it's this or it's that, and it's this and it's that. And that is what we're looking for. So while we are busy looking to get to the top of the mountain, to sit next to this person that travels the world on TV and shows us the sounds and sights and the smells and the aroma of life in other places, and we want to be them. That's what we want to be, them. We are not being us in the moment. We strive, we push to be them. And we lose our chance in the moment to be us, to love us in the moment, to just love the magnificence of what we are in the moment. We're magical, we're spiritual, we are created to be unique. But because everybody looks at that successful human being and tell you that's who you should be like, don't you want to do that? That is not, just be you. And when manifestation of your dream goals and your desires are not happening, and you have been ponging on it and working on it, ask yourself, why are you doing it? Ask that question. Why am I doing this? Is it because I love it? When I say I do this, it's because I love to speak. I love to be passionate. I love to be in the moment. I love to sit and simmer the time inside of me. I just love it. And I do it because I like to come and talk and teach and help. That's just me. I love it. But I'm doing it strictly for me. And that seems selfish. But people say, well, no, but you're helping others. Fine. They have a choice to choose it. They have a choice to accept the help that I supposedly give them. I don't know that. But you might tell me that and I'll accept it. And if those of you who tell me, all I do is say, that's great, thank you. But that's all I'll say to you. I wouldn't say that I meant it to you or that I purposely, I don't. And I sit in for 2 minutes and I say, what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? Me and the we inside of me. And sometimes I put it up there and I haven't written the topic down. And that happened to me this morning. And I said, okay, I need your help. What did I write? How to be in the moment, 1 hour at a time. It came right back. Because I trust it to give me the right thing in the moment. Instead of looking at somebody else and point that that's what I want. I told you guys it's the story of the woman who saw us. It's a real life experience. In a prayer group, and she looked at the other women in that prayer group, and she decided she wants what each of us had. And she said it. I want what you have, what you have, what you have, and she did that. The passion and the energy she put into wanting what we had in the moment, had she put it to herself, she would have achieved her dream goals and desires. People were shocked. Nobody could speak. But Big Mouth Tessa-Marie said, can you pay the price? Can you pay the price to be a wife and mother? It's a huge price. Can you? She hadn't got an answer because she couldn't see it. And then I had to say, when you get in your car, you drive to Florida to see your sister, you don't have to cook meals for a month when you're really just going away for 2 weeks. You don't have to list on the fridge and a list everywhere in the house that people can see what they're supposed to do while you're gone. Can you pay that price? Oh, she couldn't. Because she doesn't love herself enough to believe she doesn't have to want what we have. She has to find what it is she loves, what it is in the moment. Who is she? Who am I in this moment? Why am I this person? Love where you are. She should love being a free, unmarried woman because that's what it is, and it's not going to happen because she wants what we have. It's the moment that matters. All the little things that happen in the moment makes your day unique, makes an hour at a time special. You're going to miss 40 minutes. When you really get it good, you're going to miss 40 minutes of not being in the moment. After retiring, I became aware of how often I was not in the moment, always looking ahead so I could feel prepared. But I miss so much in the moment. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. That is awesome. When we are not in the moment, you miss so much. You miss a smile. You miss words. You miss a hearing. When you're in the moment, you should be able to smile when nobody is with you, because you're in the moment. You have the grace to be in the moment. And that is, yes, it's amazing that to get to the point, I'm always ready to go and prepared and focused. All of that works. But like Lisa said, we miss the moment. We miss those magical moments. We miss those miraculous moments where things unfolded. Yuko was visiting, and again, me and my flowers. And I say to people, make sure you always buy yourself a bouquet of flowers, as if you don't have them growing in your garden. And if you don't have a garden, they are expensive. But remember, you love you enough to buy those flowers and put them in your house. And I love you love being alone. It's great. There are some people that they actually pull their hair out of their head. Pull it, literally break their hair out of it because they can't stand to be by themselves. But Yuko and I were sitting in and we were just chatting. And about four times we were there. And while we were there, the petals just dropped from the flower. 4 times it happened. And 4 times we caught it. You know why? Because we were in the moment. We were with each other in the moment. It doesn't make a noise. The flowers were fading. And the pink petals just... And Yuko was amazed at it. And so was I. Because you don't see that often. You have not seen a tree. Look carefully at one. You look, there's a maple tree thing that I see. And it is so amazing. For some reason, on the maple trees, all the leaves are quiet. But there's one that seems to be like this. One leaf. Look for it. Look for a maple tree if you have one, or maybe other trees do that. And there's one leaf that is going to be spinning like crazy. That is so amazing. Flowers put a smile on my face always. They do. If you can't afford them, go to a florist and just look around. Go in your flower store and look around. And then the person might say, can I help? Say, no, I just came to look at the flowers. I enjoy looking at flowers. I enjoy flowers. And you can say, you know what? I would love to have them. But financially, it's out of my reach right now. But so I still want to be on them, because you can heal yourself with flowers. You can heal your environment with flowers. I like for a walk. I go for a walk and listen to the symphony of the concrete jungle. Of course, you ever heard it in the dog at the TD Tower where I work? It sounds like a herd of elephants coming through. They get off the train and everybody's marching to the towers, right? Downtown. Underground. So it sounds like a herd of elephants from Union Station all the way to the different towers, all the way to Dundas West, whatever we go. So that's what we have to remember. When you go and you're in the moment, you can hear your footsteps. But that experience with Yoko was worth $1 million. They just went, no noise. We just saw them going down and we go, wow. And it happened like 3 more times. And we both saw it at the same time because we were in the moment. And that is, you have to train yourself. So let me give you a tip for manifesting. That dream, goal, and desire, the thing you love in your life, you want, you desire it, and you've been working on it, and you cannot get it manifested yet, this is what you do. You give it a minute. You do 1 minute at a time. 1 minute at a time. You hold it and you time it. And you might have to hold your breath. It's so difficult to do. You might do 30 seconds ago. But hi Fallon, sweetie, how are you? And you just go, this is my dream, goal, and desire. I want to have rental properties, whatever you dream. I want to be the best coach ever, the best mentor, the most amazing human being God created. You hold it you time for a minute. and see how long you might get a headache. It is not easy to do. It's walking meditation in the moment. You have to be conscious of the moment. We tend to be in our heads and miss out of the songs around us. Right? The squirrels, the ducks. Where I live is a forest. So the ducks are swimming in all different directions. The ducklings, one of them came right through the garden in the summer, and it was an experience for Kylie and I taught her, look at it, look at nature. And why is it making that noise, Grammy? It's because it wants to tell its little baby duck to behave. Like when I ask you to be a good girl and stay in order so we can get things going. Oh, so you mean the ducky is not behaving? I just sometimes, like you. Oh, and it's in the moment. So you have to listen to what's going on around you, because it's when you capture it. But your dream, goal, and desire, when you're saying, I need this, I want this, stop doing that. See it. See yourself in it. Stop repeating, I need it, I want it, I must have it, all of that, all the time like that. And tense your soul. How can sweetness come when you feel like you are all like this? Tell me. So to get the sweetness to come to you, what you have to do is to relax in it and see yourself in it. See yourself signing the papers to own that place. See yourself getting a zero balance on your credit card and holding it up. And be in awe that that happened for you. See yourself recognizing that you did see the bird. You did see the hummingbird sucking on the nectar. And wonder why. What is it doing? Like when Kylie asked me, why are the bees in the flowers? And I told her it's because they need that to take to the queen bee so they can have honey. And she 2 weeks later, she said, that queen bee must have a lot of honey. These bees are always taking nectar from the flowers. So she realized that. Now she knows. When she sees a bee, she knows. And it's in the moment. A bee in a flower is not 10 times. It's just the moment. The petals falling off the rose, and we can see it falling, was so magical. But it was the moment. Going for a walk and listening to your sound of your feet hitting the concrete, or going for a walk and finding a tree and wonder, and go up to the tree, look at the back of the tree, and it aged. Was it like that? What kind of energy can you get from it? Hug a tree? That doesn't sound stupid until you do it, and you can feel the tree vibrating through your chest or your back. Everything has energy. The can of silver that jumped out at me on the shelf, the switch at Home Depot that told Kara, hey, you're going to need a switch. That's energy. It was the energy that came to her. I took mine and she didn't. She had to turn right back and go to Home Depot. So it's in the moment the magic happens. If Yuko and I had not been in the moment with ourselves, that moment, just the two of us, across from each other, we would have not seen that petal, just those petals drops from the rose as the rose is fading. It's magical. So if you do not hear, they say something about not hearing, falling like no gravity. It was just so effortless, but beautiful. The tree in the forest, and nobody hears it. Or when that one maple leaf is spinning in an entire tree. One maple leaf is going like crazy. What is that? I wondered if there is a meaning to that, because I always look for it and I always find it. So one of the things we have to know for sure, be in the moment. Your goal is not manifesting. It's not working for you. Do not want to be Oprah, or do not want to be this one or that one. Do not want that. Just want to be you. Just believe that you're loved, you're favored by yourself. Sat there. Be you in the moment, each moment. Appreciate your successes. Hold on to what you worked for or what you thought you wanted. You want this big TV, but you want this big dinner, but you're not sitting there. You're not enjoying it. You're finding fault with it. If only it would do this. You're sitting at the table. You do not have to scrunch over and watch TV while you eat. What about if you romance your food? What about if you actually romance your food? Let it saturate your senses. What brought it together for you? What about if when you are done, you're preparing a meal and you set the table for one and you use the fabric napkin you're saving for when the emperor comes to visit? Instead of using it and waiting for the emperor, use it now. You don't have to wash it, but according to what they're saying, you're saving a tree. I don't know. And enjoy it and look at it and go, you know what? Everything I do is amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. Look at how I set my place setting. Every meal I create is amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. That's love. You don't need somebody to tell you to say that to yourself, do you? When you can say that to you. So I am happy and grateful that send you all midweek happiness. Thanks, Marina. Thank you. Same to you, Fallon Shed. So thanks all of you amazing and beautiful people. Remember, one of the things you have to do first is love where you are so you can love where you want to go when you get there. Because the shirt might have 5 buttonholes, but you only have 4 buttons. You understand that? So when you get there, you will have to decide what you're going to do. You're going to love the moment and make it work for you. So let's see who's there. Hi, Stacy, Peter, Farley, Yuko, Marina, Arita, Lisa, Ryan, Loretta, Nico. Thank you so much for staying and hanging on. What do you guys think? How to be in the moment. Isn't that difficult? And life is not to be so challenging. It's because we miss the moment that it becomes challenging. Have a wonderful and great day. I'm happy and grateful you took the time today to push that button, to choose to push the button. Justin, you picked up a nugget because this nugget makes the difference in somebody's life, if not yours. It does in me when I hear one from someone. Or you got a pearl. Think of how deep you have to dig, to dive in the Pacific Ocean to find that rare black pearl. Search in, and there you have it. It's up to you to use it. Or if you can't, you give it away. And then, of course, you still have to go to the Canadian mines up north and dig for that pink, rare Canadian diamond. Have fun. It sparkles. It's up to you to polish all of them and make them part of you. Have an amazing and wonderful day. Love you. Thank you so much. Arigato. Bye-bye, everybody.